Now we will see L-shaped retaining wall. Okay, T-shaped retaining wall. I have completed in it, and sooner I will upload it in the YouTube. Okay, and there is no major difference between T-shaped and L-shaped retaining wall. Okay, in T-shaped retaining wall, this is T-shaped retaining wall. We have stem. Okay, we have toe and we have heel. Okay, in L-shaped retaining wall we have stem and heel. Okay, here we will design for three parameters, that is one toe, for one for heel and one for stem. Here only for the two. Okay, there is no much difference between here. Once you understand the this one T retaining wall, we can easily do design for L shaped also, or no problem if you understand each at least one slab design, either heel, stem or toe. If you understand any one design of each slab, either it may be a toe slab, either it may be a heel slab, either it may be a stem. Okay, the rest thing, everything is same. Okay, so now we will see the designing of L shaped retaining wall. Okay, and the question is like this: design a L-shaped retaining wall to retain a backfill of 3 meter. Okay, it is horizontal and 10 kilonewton per meter square. There is a load over a length of meter. The this one unit, the angle of repose, that is he has given pi, is 30 degree. SBC he has given 180. Good foundation is available at a depth of 1 meter. Sketch the details of reinforcement in the wall and base. Okay, now we will go one by one. The back he has given the backfill depth as 3 meter. Okay, and he says good foundation is available at the depth of good foundation is available at what depth? 1 meter. Suppose this is my ground level. Okay, above 3 meter there is a backfill, and below 1 meter there is a good foundation. Okay, hard strata. And he says surcharge load is acting. Okay, for 5 meter there is a surcharge load, and intensity is 10 kilonewton per meter square. Okay, density of this soil he has given 18 kilonewton per meter square. If he has not given, just take it 5. Also if he has not mentioned, just take it as 30 degree. Angle of repose or angle of sleep. Okay, then here he says, sorry, data value he has not given, and he says it is horizontal. Okay, so therefore we will take it as 0. So the first step is finding the active earth pressure. It is given by 1 minus sine pi divided by 1 plus sine pi. Okay, just substitute here 1 minus sine 30 divided by 1 plus sine 30, which we will get 0.33. Okay, the next step, the second step, properties of retaining wall. First we want to determine the total height of the retaining wall. Okay, total height it is given by backfill plus good foundation 3 plus 1 meter equals to how much? 4 meter. Okay, this is your L-shaped retaining wall. Okay, how much backfilling is there? 3 meter is there. And how much means at what depth we have a good foundation? At 1 meter depth we have a good foundation. Therefore, total how much? 4 meter. Then we have to determine the base. Okay, this width, and we have a formula that is B. It is given by 0.6 times h to it ranges from 0.6 times to 0.8 times. Okay, just substitute the value in the equation and you will get am I can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
इधर left इधर. Okay. So we have to determine the this thickness. Therefore, we have that is it is given by h upon 14 to h upon 12. Okay. Here we have hy as 4 meter divided by 14. It ranges from h 4 upon 12. Therefore, on simplification, it will be 0.28 to 0.33. So I should take in between value. What I will do, I will take 0.3 meter or say 300 mm. Therefore, this thickness become 300 mm. Now we have to determine the stem width. Okay, so this thickness it will be ranges from 150 mm to 200 mm thickness of the stem at top. So what I will do, I will take the maximum one 200 mm. Then so we have the next one is height of the stem. We need height of the stem. See here, the overall depth is how much? 4 meter. In that what to do? Just minus zero point 0.3. The remaining will be the height of the stem. Therefore, it is given by height of the stem. It is given by 4 minus zero point 0.3, which is equals to 3.7 meter. Therefore, this became how much? 3.7 meter. ಒಳಗಿಡೋ. Next, Just draw the diagram. This height was how much? 3.7 meter. This one was 0.3 meter. This width, how much we have got? 3 meter. And above one we have taken 0.2 meter. Okay. Now here we have surcharge load. It is around given, that is 10 kilonewton per meter square, and also we have earth pressure. It is given by Ka delta into H. Therefore, the next thing is that to determine the total active earth pressure, it is given by, take this triangle, that is half into base, that is Ka into delta into gamma into H, and the height. Okay. Plus this surcharge load Ka into 10 into H. Okay. K which we have got H 3.7 0.33. This is rectangle 1 into 10 into 3.7. Therefore, the total pressure will be 52 kilo Newton. This much we have got, and it will act at 1/3 the height from the base. Okay, it will act at 1/3 height of the base, at 1/3 the height. Therefore, height how much we have? We have 3.7 divided by 3, which is equals to 1.23. 1.23. So we have here we have got the distance. Here we have got the load. Therefore, force into perpendicular distance. What we will get? We will get the movement. Therefore, factor movement first. Factored bending moment means I will take here 1.5 into what was the load? It was 52.86. Okay, then multiplied by what was the distance, perpendicular distance? It was 1.23. Okay, therefore we have got the load as, sorry, moment as 97.52 kilonewton meter. Okay, then we have to determine this width, correct? So from limit state method we have mu equals to, that is factored movement equals to 0.133 FCK BD square. We have to determine this D. Mu how much we have got? 97.52 into 10 power 6, means in terms of Newton mm, equals to 0.133 FCK. He said to use M20, it is 1000, and we have to determine the value of D. Therefore, this will be equals to 191.47 mm, or you can say 250 mm. Then we have to determine D, means this is the effective depth. We have to determine this one. Therefore, D plus clear cover plus half of the bar, which is equals to 250 plus Clear cover, how much we have? Bottom 25, top 25, and we are using 16 bar. Therefore, we will get D equals to 310 mm. Okay. Now, if you see the diagram, one second. How much we have got this one? This one is 0.310, and this total how much it is? It is 3 meter. Therefore, what is the length of the heel? Means 3 minus 0.3, it will be 2.69 meter. Okay, and this distance was 0.2, this one was 3.7, and here we have got 0.3. So we have got all the dimensions. Then what do you do? We will go for load calculations. Okay, so I will show this diagram and the tabular column in PDF. Okay, we have got all the lengths. The next step is to calculate the total pressure load. So what you do, and mention all the dimensions. After that, what you do? Just divide. See, this is a combination of rectangle and triangle. Okay, then what you do? Just divide it into section 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Then what you do? Just determine the PA. This one, PA, it is given by half into Ka into gamma into H, and this one due to Ka into H in 10 into H. What you will get? You will get the total earth pressure in terms of load. Then you should go for the, and just calculate this one height. It will always act to the 1/3 the height. Then the most important thing is that in this tabular column, okay, first one, go for all the horizontal forces. Horizontal forces which we have this one, okay. Therefore, just write down here horizontal force. We have got the magnitude, and we have got the distance. Just force into distance, we will get the movement, and this will be overturning movement. Means this load will overturn this stem, okay, or retaining wall. Therefore, this movement should be counteracted by the retaining wall. Therefore, this will be the retaining overturning moment. The next one, the first section, what we have the this triangle. Okay, just take the triangle. You know all the dimension. Find the magnitude. See here, this is the self weight, or you can call it as dead load. Half into base into height multiplied by the concrete density, that is 25. You will get the dead load of this first section. Okay, and CG act at this point. Okay, therefore, and we are taking the reference from where? From this end. Okay, I will erase everything. So our reference point is here. Therefore, from here I want to determine this is 2/3 the distance. So 2/3 the distance. You have got the load, you have got the distance. Therefore, by on multiplication, you will get the movement. The next second component what we have, this rectangle, and its area is given by length into width. Okay. The second one, we have got width, we have got height. Therefore, multiply with the density, you will get the load. And see here, we need, this is 0.2. Okay, but here we have the triangle. Okay, and my reference axis C is from here. Therefore, and this distance is 0.1. Okay, therefore, and the CG of this one act at the center. Therefore, what you do, 0.11 plus half of this 0.2. Therefore, we will get the distance. Therefore, moment will be 3.885. Next, the third component what we have, this bottom one. Correct. We have taken entire bottom and thickness of that one. This into multiplied by the density, dimension into multiplied by the density, and CG act at the center point, that is 1.5 here, 1.5 here. Okay, and we will get the movement. The last one, the fourth section. Okay, same, and the density of the soil he has given 18. So you will get the load, and we want the perpendicular distance. It will 1.655 movement. This is vertical loads. It is summation of V. Summation means this one adding this loads and the summation of the movements. And we have surcharge one, just same, multiply it, we will get the movements. At last, what you should do, you should take the total horizontal load. How much we have? 20.508. Here you have 25.08. Okay, only one horizontal load we have, therefore summation of that one is over. Then vertical of total vertical load means summation of all vertical loads, it will be 32.76. Horizontal movements and vertical movements means you should take all these summations. Okay, after doing all this, what the next step is that check for stability movement. See, this is my retaining wall. Okay, the load whatever is presented here, what it will do, it will tilt the or overturn the retaining wall. So to counteract this one, we should develop such a retaining wall that the retaining wall will counteract the coming movement. Therefore, and it should the overturning movement should be less. This is the overturning movement, and this one will be the resisting movement. Resisting movement means which is resisted by the retaining wall. Overturning movement will which is produced by the backfill. Therefore, for the check of overturning moment, we have that is total restoring moment divided by total overturning moment. Just substitute here. Here we have got the total vertical moment. How much we have? 499.21. Substitute here. Total overturning moment. How much we have? We have 33.35. Substitute here. It should be greater or equal to 1.5. Therefore, it is 14.95. Hence, it is safe. The next one is check against the sliding, means it should not slide off. Okay, due to the application of the load, the retaining wall should not slide off. Here he has not given the value of mu, you can take assume it as 0.55 or 45, whatever. If he has mentioned means take as it is. And we have the formula that is mu into summation of V. okay, divided by horizontal force. Therefore, mu value we have got 0.55. Total vertical forces we have 324.76, and horizontal force how much we have 25.08. On simplification, how much we have got? That is 7.12, which is obviously greater than 1.5. Hence, the retaining wall is safe in against sliding. Okay, and here also it is safe against the overturning moment. For MCQs, he may ask means the overturning moment means the ratio of restoring moment divided by overturning moment should be greater or equal to 1.1, 1.2, 1.5, 1.7, like that he may ask, or he may ask this formula, or also for sliding moment he may go for this formula and the ratio. See here, our retaining wall has passed the means it is safe in overturning moment and also against sliding. Then we will go for checking the pressure. Okay. First thing we have to determine the maximum means for further calculation also we need maximum pressure and minimum pressure. Okay. So what is the formula? It is P max or P minimum, which is equals to summation of V divided by V 1 plus or minus 6 times of E divided by B. Here, if you are calculating the maximum pressure means you should take positive. If you are calculating the minimum pressure means you should take negative. Okay. Here, we don't know the value of E. Okay. We want to determine the value of E. Therefore, E it is given by B upon V divided by, and we don't know the bar. It is given by movement due to vertical load minus summation of movement due to horizontal load divided by summation of vertical load. Here it is. Okay. On simplification, we will get the x means the distance we will get, that is 1.43 meter. Just substitute here. Here we will get the E value as 0.07, and also here just we should check whether there is where is the maximum pressure is occurring. Therefore, E should be lesser or equal to B, should be less than B by 6. It is in positive. Okay, zero point 0.5. Here we have got all the values means we needed E value, so we have got calculated the E values. Just substitute here P max. P max summation of V divided by summation of V divided by B plus or minus 6E upon B. Okay. On simplification, we will get P max as 123.40 and P minimum as 93.09 kilonewton per meter square. Okay. Just draw the diagram, pressure diagram here. Means the if you keep according to Newton's third law, see if you keep of your foot on the ground, it will uh, produce some forces equal to this one. So due to this retaining wall and the loads acting, we have got the downward pressure means upward pressure, upward soil pressure, and the we have got the minimum of 93.09 and maximum of 123.40. Okay, we have got everything. Then the most important thing is that designing of slab. Okay, it may be toe slab or heel slab, everything is same. Now toe slab, we know all the dimension. First thing what we will do, we will determine the self weight of the slab. Okay, heel slab, we know dimension, that is 6 point means this length how much it is 2.69. Okay, thickness how much we have, we have 0.3. Okay, multiplied by 1 into 24 means it is a slab. Therefore if you are taking in means take it as a, taking in terms of meter, taking take it as 1. Therefore, sulfate how much we have got? 20.17. Means dead load how much we have got? 20.175. And where it acts? It acts at the center. Okay, means at this point. Then we have finished this one. Next one, what we have? What load we have? We have weight of backfill. Okay, and we have already calculated it is 179.15, which act as 1.655 meter. We have already calculated this one. Then we are in tabular column, we have already calculated. The next one, weight of horizontal surcharge load, means here surcharge load we have already calculated, and the distance also we have already calculated, that is 93.53. Okay, I will show you in the tabular column. Just remember this value, what is 179 and 99. Okay, here we have 179 and 99. Okay, we have already calculated the loads. Just you take it and substitute here. Okay, then we have left with upward pressure intensity of the soil. See here, sorry, we know the intensity at this point, correct? And we know the intensity at this point, but we don't know the intensity at this point. Okay, by similar triangle you can calculate the intensity. Means I want to determine the intensity at this point. So what I will do, just I will take the this section. Okay, here how much it is? It is 93.09. And this total how much it is? It is 123.40. Is 124.0. I don't want this 31. I will draw. Otherwise, for one, I will show you. See, what was my pressure diagram? It was like this. Okay, here I have got how much? 93.09. Okay, this full, and this full how much I have got? 123.40. But I need, suppose this is my retaining wall. I need at this point intensity at this point. So what I will do, I will just construct, I will divide it into two sections. The upper one will be the rectangle, the bottom one will be the triangle. Okay, see, this is 93, means here also how much it will be? It will be 93. Okay, then 123 minus this whole, how much it is? 123. 123 minus 93, how much it will be? On minusing we will get 30.31. So what I will do, I will take this triangle separately, means I will shift it here. Okay, this will be 0, here it is x, here how much it is? 30.31. Okay, this distance we know how much it is? 2.69, and full distance we know how much it is? 3 meter. Okay, by similar triangle you will get the value of x, means this 30.31 greater triangle by greater length, means 30 upon 3, which is equals to 2.69 upon x. On cross multiplication, on simplification, we will get x equals to 3.13. Okay, therefore what you do, just add 93.09 plus 3.13, means up to this point how much we have? It is 93.09. This how much we have got? We have got 3.13. Therefore this total will be, which will be equals to 96.22. Okay. Only the thing is that with the help of similar triangle, we will calculate the sorry, it is here we will take 0.31. This upon this whole one means greater upon greater, that is 30 upon 31 divided by 3 meter, and smaller upon smaller, that is x upon 0.31. Okay, so we will get the x equals to 3.13, and I will construct like this. This was how much? 93.09, and this total was 123.40. Somewhere I needed here. See, up to this point, how much it is? From here to here, it is same, means 93.09. And when I calculated using the similar triangle, how much I have got? 3.13. Therefore, if we add both, it will be 96.22. Okay, this is how we will, with the help of the similar triangle, we will determine the height of this one. Okay, therefore, after calculating that one, see how much I have got, that is 96.22. Okay, and another side, how much it is? 123.40. Okay, if you construct like this also, here it up to here it is tau. Okay, and here we had a value of 93. Okay, 93. So now we have got the value of 96.22. Intensity, we just converted it into know how to trapezoidal. This is will be A B. Okay, convert into this load, and to determine the mm, where it is acting, means for rectangle it will act at this center. For triangle, if it is a right angle triangle, it will act at this 1/3 near the base. Similarly, for this trapezoidal, we will have a plus 2b divided by a plus b upon L upon 3. Okay, therefore on simplification we will get 1.56. Okay, see how many loads we have got now. I will show it here only. The first one was dead load. Okay, how much we have got dead load? That is 20.17. This is due to self weight, correct? Then we had this one, that is 278.68. This is due to intensity, sorry, surcharge, which we have already calculated here. This then we have calculated, one second, I will erase everything, otherwise it will confuse. Okay, and this one just we now calculated. Okay, and we have also determined the distance. Now what you do, just take the moment around the fixed end. Okay, force into perpendicular distance, force into perpendicular distance, force into perpendicular distance, you will get the moment. Then what you do, just do the factor of it, that is multiplied by 1 by 5. Therefore what we will get, we will get factored moment or ultimate moment. After getting moment, the procedure is same as you did in SD2 also. Then what we will do, we will go for AST. We know the formula, that is 0.5 FCK divided by F5, 4.6 mu divided by FCK into BD square. What you do, just substitute the values 0.5, 20, 1000, means it is always 1000 because all are slab. Okay, not beams, all are slab. Depth we have steel he has given. So on simplification, we how much we have got? Area of steel as 367 mm square. Okay, This is what? Capital AST. Then we have to determine the spacing. Therefore, spacing, it is given which type of bar you are using. 16 mm bar, pi d square divided by area, sorry, small AST divided by capital AST multiplied by 1000. Okay, what is small AST? Which type of bar you are using? That is pi d square by 4 divided by capital AST. We have got this one multiplied by 1000. So we have got 547 mm. Therefore, we can't provide the nominal is, it should be lesser or equal to 300 mm. So we can't provide greater than 300. Therefore, we will go for 300 mm. Then we want to determine the distribution bar. The same procedure. Okay, AST, and here we are, which type of bar we are providing? 8 mm bars we are providing. Okay, similarly calculating the center to center distance. So providing 8 mm bars at 100 mm center to center. Okay, just remember here we are using 16 mm bars at 300 mm center to center, and this is main steel. Distribution bar, it is 8 mm dia at 100 mm center to center distance. Okay, you have finished with the uh, heel slab. Okay, similarly if you are not attended the toe slab also, this procedure is same. The same procedure will be carried on. Then design of stem. Here we have already determined this movement, that is 97.52. Once I will show you. This stem, 97.52 factor bending moment. Okay, we have got factored bending moment, that is mu. Then what you have to do? You have to determine the AST, area of steel. The procedure is same. Okay, everything is same. Minimum AST for Fe500 it will be 0.12%. Okay, just remember, for mild steel it will be 0.15. So here just substitute the values, determine the minimum AST. This is capital AST. Okay, from that again determine the number of bars, that is, and sorry, spacing, that is small AST divided by capital AST multiplied by 1000. So we will get the spacing. Therefore 200 mm center to center distance you have got. Okay, then distribution still provide same. Okay, spacing how will get? Again small AST divided by capital AST multiplied by 1000. Again you will get the spacing for long bar, sorry, main bars and distribution bar. Now here one more thing. Okay, we have finished with this one. The next important thing is that curtailment of main steel. What do you mean by curtailment of main steel? Curtailment is nothing but the trim or cutting the steel. In local language, what we can say means we are cutting the steel at this point. Okay, why we are doing like this means, if you take the cantilever beam, the maximum bending moment will act at the fixed end, and the bending moment at the free end, it will be 0. Correct? Therefore here the bending moment is 0. Therefore providing the steel, it is uneconomical. Wherever it is necessary we can provide, and where it is not necessary, why we should provide, it is so uneconomical. What do you do here? Providing the steel is not so economical. What we are doing, we are curtailing the main bars. Okay, as the cantilever beam action, there is a maximum movement at the fixed end and 0 at the free end. Okay, hence to achieve the economy, what we are doing, 50% of the steel is curtailed. That to how much? 0.78 from the height. Means this is top of the stem. Okay, from here to here how much it is? 0.7 times of the height of the stem. Therefore it is 2.88 meter. So what we are doing, we are providing alternate bars. Okay, one bar what we are doing, we are taking up to the top of the stem, and the second bar we are curtailing. The next one we are taking, the third one is curtailing. Okay, similarly we are doing. And one more thing, what was the spacing here? We have got 100 mm spacing. If you see here, one second. Okay, providing 16 mm at 200 mm center to center distance, correct? Therefore, here it is little bit wrong. This will be 200 mm, here to here it will be 200 mm, and this will be 400 mm. Okay, the distance between each bar how much it is 200 mm, and the distance between the alternate bar will be double of it. Okay, this is how we will design. The everything is same, the only the thing is that you have to go for ultimate movement. Then we will go for the AST, determine the number of bars, means die of the bar and spacing, and representing. Here, at last detailing, what you should do, you should draw the figure as per the dimension that you have calculated. See, here we have considered the top width of the stem, how much? 0.2. It will rise from 150 to 200, so we have taken 200. We have calculated the height, thickness, okay, total base, and also we have determined the bottom width of the stem. Okay, from 3 meter we have substituted this one, so we have got 2.969. So after all, then designed the, we have provided number spacing, it was 100 mm center to six, and these are nothing but the distribution bars. Okay, these are the distribution bars. Then what we have designed it, we have designed it the stem. What are the, what else you have seen, means you have designed, which what type of bars you have provided, just provide here, whether it is 200, 400. Okay, like this you have to represent like this. This is how we will design for uh, L-shaped retaining wall. I will explain once more just for your revision. Okay, just read the questions. He has given the 3 meter depth. Okay, surcharge he has given, surcharge load, density has given, pi has given, depth of the foundation, etc. Okay, the first step will be to determine the, first step will be determination of the active earth pressure. It is here, one more thing, here he says it is completely horizontal, therefore the delta value will be 0. Therefore we can use this formula, 1 minus sin pi divided by 1 plus sin pi. So we will get Ka value as 0.33. Then what we have to do, we have to determine the total height. Backfill height, how much he has given? 3 meter. At what depth we will get a good foundation? At 1 meter depth. On adding both two, we will get the total height. Okay, then calculation of the base width, according to standard, it lies between 0.6 times h to 0.8 times h. Just substitute the values, you will get like this. Just choose the in between the values. Okay, it should not be lesser than this, or it should not be greater than this one, so just select the values in between. Then thickness of the base slab, means this one, this thickness, it lies from h upon 14 to h upon 12. Okay, you will get the values, just take the required means in between values. So here it is 300 mm. Thickness of the top stem, it will be from 150 mm to 200 mm, therefore take 200 mm. Then we want to determine the height of the stem. The total This was the ground level. This is 1 meter. This is 3 meter. Okay, but we had a foundation like this here. Therefore, total height was 4 meter. In 4 meter, just remove this slab. Okay, we will get the remaining thing will be the stem. So we have got the stem. Just represent the diagram with the dimensions. The next thing will be active earth pressure calculation on the stem. Therefore, here we have these two. Just substitute the values. Okay, you will get the load, and it will act at the 1/3 the height. Therefore, load into perpendicular distance. What we will get? We will get the movement. Okay, bending moment. What you do that? You will get the bending moment. Just factor it to get the ultimate movement. Ultimate moment acting on this stem, it is 97.52. Okay, which will help us to calculate the load on the okay, we will get the okay, we will get the value of D, that is bottom width of the stem. Then what you do is just to determine the value of heel. Means this much we have determined, and we know that this total length. What you do? 3 meter minus this point 31. We will get the heel length as 2.69. Okay. Then what we have to do? Total earth pressure considering all the surcharges load. Same procedure. Divide into number of sections. Determine the horizontal loads, vertical loads. After doing all those, just what you do? Just do the summations. Summation of horizontal load, summation of the vertical load, total horizontal movement, vertical movement, and everything. Then we have check for the stability of the retaining wall. First, what you do? Check for the overturning. Second one will be for sliding. Then check for the pressure. Okay. From here, what we will get? We will get the maximum pressure, minimum pressure. We will get. After getting all the pressure, what we should do? We will go for the designing of toe slab, heel slab, and stem. Here we don't have any toe slab, so directly we will go for the heel slab. The first load will be the self load, okay, and it will always act at the center. The next load will be weight of the backfill, okay, which we have already calculated. Weight of the horizontal surcharge, which we have already calculated. Then this, and we want to determine the pressure at this point. Okay, so using the similar triangle, we will determine the pressure at that point. So after that, what we will do? We will convert it into the load. Okay, upward intensity we have got 295.38, and we will determine the distance. Okay, so we will substitute all the loads here. We will take the moment, resulting moment. Okay, either you take clockwise as positive, anti-clockwise as negative, or clockwise as negative, anti-clockwise as positive. Better go for this one. Then you will get the movement, factor it, you will get the ultimate movement. After getting ultimate movement, the procedure is same. Determine the AST. From AST, what you will get? Area of the steel. Take 16 mm dia bars. Determine the spacing. Okay. Then we should go for the distribution bars. Okay, distribution bar, take 8 mm dia, determine the spacing, the same procedure. Okay, just and after writing all those things, what you do, just means provide eight, if you write provide 8 mm dia at 100 mm center to center like this, what you do, just put on box, means it will be highlighted to the evaluator. Okay, here also just put the box like this. Then design of stem. So we already determined the factored moment acting on the stem. So with help of this moment, what I will do, I will determine the AST. With this AST, what I will do, I will take the 16 mm dia bars. With 16 mm dia bars, what I will do, I will determine the spacing. Then with minimum AST, I will determine the distribution bar. What happened? Okay, with minimum AST, we will determine the distribution bar. With here, I will take 8 mm dia and I will determine the distance, center to center distance. After that, it has been struck. Okay, then what I will do, I will go for the curtailment. Okay, curtailment, what I will do, I will curtail the bars at the distance of 0.78 meter h, point, sorry, 0.78 times the h from the top of the okay, not could be and then we will go for this much is there. Having doubt, anybody having doubt? What about others? And the T-shaped retaining wall and this one L-shaped retaining wall, I will upload in the YouTube. Okay. My laptop has been struck. Anybody having doubt? Okay. I will share this PDF also. You can practice some. There are n number of numericals are there. You can just practice. If anybody having doubt also, you can contact me. By here, your fourth unit has been completed. Tomorrow we will go for the fifth unit, that is designing of water tanks.